Joe, are you around?
Mm. Mm. So that shouldn't have worked, right? There's a
It shouldn't. We're gonna talk about it once all the cards are flipped over.
Yeah, I shouldn't have dumped that club.
Okay, so everyone can see the card. First of all, I think the bidding were correct. Joe has a standard 1-no trump bid opening with 15 high card points and a balanced hand. James have 14 points, but it didn't have a shape to make any bid to interfering with the 1-no trump, and they get passed around. In terms of opening lead, we've talked about it. It's better to lead the four of diamond as opposed to the ace because you don't have a sequence of 3 or a broken sequence of 3.
Tony, if this were a suit contract, would the ace have been correct?
Sure, if it were suit, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's kind of unfortunate because given the ace of diamond was led and you see the queen is on the dummy, you have to play the king on the second round, and when you play the third round of diamond, you cannot get a diamond return to get your fourth trick.
Uh-huh.
But Joe, at that point, if you've been counting the card, you notice your seventh of diamond was actually good. The only remaining diamond was the 6 in James' hand, and your 7 was fire, so you throw away the winning diamond. But in most cases, you're not entitled to win the 7. So continue. We've played the diamond. Then at which point, Elizabeth played a heart. So if it were me, I would not win the first round of heart because you only have that one ace of heart as a stopper. I would try to delay it as much as possible, especially when you suspect West might have few diamond winner. But having said that, once North does get in with the ace of heart, North and South want to develop the black suits. And the standard way is try to hope for at least one of the queen is in East perspective, and by which you play low, well, you play the jack, the
Okay.
spades or the 10 of club. And if he's stuck, then you play low on the south side as well. And off the 2 suit, club is the more attractive one to finesse because you at this point it's a blind guess which suit you're finessing. But because of lack of entry from Norse's hand, because remember the ace of spades is already knocked out, club is the more attractive one to finesse because if the finesse succeed, if your 10 of club wins, you can continue on with the 9. And by the second round, then you can get to win the remaining club. In contrast, if you play the jack of spades and it won the first time, and if you play the 10 again, South is forced to win it, and South cannot get back to North's hand to win the 4th spade.
Right.
By luck, this time West has Queen Doubleton. The chance of having Queen Doubleton when there's a 4-2 split is about 25%. So it's not a very high percentage play to run the ace and king of spades.
Yeah.
Queen happened to drop, but it's when the cards align, but that's not the correct play. And finally, yes, as James, you mentioned, you don't need to hold on to the, you should hold on to your small club and don't need to worry about a small heart because the ace is already out and your king is good.
Yeah, it was the 6 of diamonds that I wanted to keep. And once he dumped the 7, then I'm like, oh, my 6 is good. But I never had a chance.
That's fine. Keeping your 6 is fine, but you should pitch your small heart at that point,
gotcha.
not a club.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Any question before we move on?
So I should have played the 10 of clubs on the.
That's the more high percentage play. Play the 10 of club, let it ride if East doesn't cover, and if it wins, play the 9 again.
Okay, so
And
then in this case, I played the 10, he'd have played the 7 or 8, and then I would have ducked. I would have played a
yes,
the
you'll play
lower.
the 3, and West will win. But you know that's fine. And the next time you get into your hand, you can win 3 more club tricks.
Okay, I was concerned about losing control again, but I guess
That's one of the reasons, because once you lose control, they're going to win some hard trick. And they're going to win, by the look of it, 3 more. So what they're going to do is they end up winning 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 3 hearts, a club, and that's it. And you actually go down 1, but you know that's on average would happen.
if I played it right, I would have gone down 1, but I played it wrong, I guess.
So right, it's not really played like when there's not enough information, you do the highest percentage play that lets you to win. It won't necessarily win based on how the cards are dealt, but that's the highest percentage play.
Okay, yeah, I thought about doing that, and I was asking, but I keep losing my my WebEx, and it goes silent, and then I'm talking, and I have to go back
Right.
and then again. So I was missing out on some of the discussion.
Oh,
Two
I'm not sure why it
threes.
does that.
did you turn off VPN?
I'm on my iPad,
Okay.
and I got them both on the iPad, so I have to switch back and forth. But yeah,
All right, next hand. So Joe, what is that? We talked about it quite a while ago when we were introducing the conventions after and One No Trump Open. What does that 2 heart mean?
that's what I was saying. I don't remember any of the, and I lost connection. But yeah, I don't remember any of the One No Trump because that was so long ago in the class.
Right. Okay. So when you open One No Trump, when the partner bid either 2 diamonds or 2 heart, that does not say he has diamonds or heart. He asks you to bid the suit that's 1 higher. It's a transfer to the higher ranking suit. So when he bid 2 hearts, he asks you to. It actually means he has 5 or more spade and asks you to bid spade. So this is the Jacoby transfer, in
Okay.
which case you respond by bidding 2 spade.
Okay. I can support the spade.
It doesn't say anything about your spade. You're required to bid it.
Okay.
He knows by the 1-no trump open that you should have a minimum
But-
of 2 of them, but that's all.
But he wants me to have the lead, so I have to bid it.
Right, he wants you to be the declarer.
I was hoping to watch him.
And let's see.
But I didn't say anything about my strength either, so just my
What?
open.
Your
my
strength is
no, it's
between
15
15
to
and
17.
between 15 and 17. He knows it to within 1 point.
Right, and I probably have 3 spades.
No, you have 2, 3, 2 to 5, any number of 2 from
Yeah.
2 to 5.
But most likely that it's going to be less than 5, but yeah, it could be.
I forgot what my bid here is. Three spades.
So depending on how you evaluate your hand, it's either so you don't have a shape for 3 spades necessarily, because you don't know if he has only 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
But you don't really want to bid no trump either, given how your diamond look. But sometimes it's not required. So I would agree. There's no, So this is my thought process is, first of all, if you were to declare, how many declare points you have?
If I were to declare, I'd have 9.
You add length point when you have declare.
Oh, whoa, 10. Oh,
You have
right,
10.
right.
So one of the issue they talk about recent Bridge Bulletin is if you know the combined two of you have at least 25 points, you want to bid to game.
But
So to bid to game, there are 2 ways to go about it. One, can you think of way that forces
3-no trump would force them.
straight no trump is one option. There is another option of bidding out your 4-card suit. So at this point, if you bid out a new suit, it's game force, because otherwise you can stop at 2-no trump or 3 spades or whatever. But if you bid a new suit, it's 4-card suit and a game force.
So I'd be at 3 clubs.
3 club is an option. I think I like it better than 3-no trump because you have unbalanced hand.
Okay.
So Joe, at this point, what are your options? Doesn't really matter what hand you have because your 2 spade bid was forced. Can you? So his 3 club is a game forcing bid, saying he has at least 5 spades and at least 4 club. Is that good news for you?
I'm saying, what do I need to do here now?
Right. So
I need to go to 4 spades or 5 clubs?
you don't want to go to 5 club. You stop at 4 spades.
Well, yeah, it's because he bet clubs. What exactly is that club telling me? That he's got clubs, or he?
Yes. So he has a game forcing hand with at least 4 clubs. So if your spades were very weak and you happen to have long club, which is possible, then you might want to think about 5 club, but that's not your hand.
Okay, so he's saying I also have clubs.
Right.
But he wants
And
me to-
and points.
And enough points to force game.
Because I could have had 0 for the.
Right. His first 2 spade, 2 hard bid could have 0 points. So a new suit after Jacoby transfer is game forcing, showing a 4-card suit.
Okay.
I don't know about button to pass. So.
So think about it. You need 10 tricks between north and south. Before you play any card, think of how you get your 10 tricks.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's your turn. So
Yeah,
think
or so-
about how you plan it out. How do you think you can get your 10 trick?
Right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, of the high cards for tricks. 6. Probably get the ace king of hearts. Only missing the king of clubs. I could maybe take a couple more of those. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. I got a couple of spade. So I have I'm short in diamonds, so I can rough long on spades on that side, so that's good.
You don't want to rough on the long trump side. It doesn't generate any extra trick. You want to rough on the short trump side.
Okay.
Anyways, so
But I don't have anywhere to do that. Do I?
right, so you know you're pretty much you win it based on your high card strength, which I think is doable. So why don't we play it out?
Okay.
Made it.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about this hand. I think we've gone through the bidding. Brian forced a game by making a 3 club bid, and Joe having 3 good spades, as well as having club support, seeing this as an attractive 4-spade contract, which was bid. I think the opening lead is good. A 10 of diamonds tend to suggest that you have the 9, but also nothing higher. So several comment. When the 10 of diamond was led, Elizabeth correctly played the ace, but on the second trick, there's little incentive for Elizabeth to switch to the 10 of heart for a couple of reasons. First of all, there's the saying that when you break a new suit, you lose half a trick, and this is one of the case, because if north-south is forced to play spades, if north-south is forced to play heart, then they're going to lose 2 heart tricks. Whereas if east-west plays it first, north-south is only going to lose 1. You can try to work on a combination at a later time if you feel like it, but heart is a suit that neither side want to break. A better
Okay.
play will be for east to continue play diamonds. East can see that north have none of it, but that's fine. You know, if north is roughing, he's roughing from the long trump side. They're not gaining anything. And if south has the king, which south has, they're entitled to a pitch that, you know, you're not losing anything by continuing with the diamond. But playing heart gave away the trick. So that's the first part of it. And later on, the trump break nicely. And I think it's a little bit beyond scope. Try to think about what will happen if spades were 4-1. And that indeed will make things a lot more complicated. But when the trump behaved nicely 3-2, the next part is for north-south to play club. The correct play is to play the queen and let it ride, not overtaking with your ace. Because the idea is hoping for the king of club is on east. And so queen, and such that your ace of club can capture the king. You don't want to play the queen when east play little and south playing the ace. As it turned out, because the king of club is on west, it doesn't matter. But the correct play is play the queen, and if it wins, play the 10 again, and eventually capture the king of club with your ace. And yes, neither side want to play hearts.
Okay.
All right. So I think I'm going to switch everybody around a bit, so when James and Elizabeth can have some chance declaring. But
Should James have ducked that first heart?
not
That,
well. When the lead was the 10, and you have the jack, so that's another reason. Leading the 10 is confusing. Like it doesn't really it sends a confusing message when the 10 is led at that point. I wouldn't duck it because there's just, especially when north is showing an uneven hand, there's 2 likely north. Well, no, you can see the king. So I would say west should have played the jack. Because you can see north has the king, but you don't know where the queen is.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move everybody and move everyone around. Only bridge base behave.
When she played the heart, I was a little confused, but I thought, well, she must want me to play it back to her. So I thought, well,
Yeah.
I'll take it with the ace and then lead a heart back. Maybe she's out of them, or
And for that reason, you don't really want to break a new suit unless you have good reason for it.
right.
Is this one of those hands I could bid now?
You can bid. There are 2 ways to bid it. You can go through the system, or you can just bid what you think is correct based on your shape.
I forget what the
But it because I don't remember Maxwell off my head. Depending on if you want to do don't or Capoletti, I can help you out with it. Which one do you want to do?
Um, Su Capoletti.
So Capoletti, when you have a 6-card suit, what do you bid?
I don't remember.
It's 2 club. And Joe, the 2 club bid after 1 no trump open by this system is an artificial bid saying East have a 6-card suit of the unknown color. And when it's your turn, I can help you with the response. So I guess first of all, the question for Elizabeth: do you think you know what that 6-card suit is?
Yeah, your microphone's not on, Elizabeth.
What she didn't have to. She doesn't necessarily have to answer, but something for her to think about. What can she figure out what that 6-card suit is? And then your turn. You have a tricky hand to bid, but like if you want to talk about it, we can talk about your options. There's the more straightforward way. Had East passed, what would you have bid? We cannot hear you.
She said diamonds.
I don't see why she would bid diamonds had East passed.
No.
No, there's no way for her to bid diamonds. If it were 1 no trump passed to her, she shouldn't bid
Well-
diamonds.
2.
We cannot hear you.
Yeah.
You can type it if that make it easier. Right. Had East passed, you won't bid 2 club to bid statement. But because East bid 2 club ahead of you, the typical way we play is the stolen bid double. So you double saying East bid what I wanted to. So this will be a stolen bid double for South, saying East bid what I initially wanted. And Joe, at this time for you, because South bid it, you're entitled to pass. Otherwise, you are forced to bid 2 diamonds. Doesn't matter what your hand is. But because East South has bid it already, you can pass. This is the sequence of bid after the 2 club Capoletti bid, saying East have a 6-card suit of unknown color. But because South doubled, you can pass now.
Now I pass.
Yep. So Elizabeth, before you proceed, think about how many points between the 2 of you have.
Lots of points.
Right, you should have a lot. So there are not necessarily a correct bid, but there are definitely incorrect bid. So think of what you need to bid at this point. You're definitely not playing no trump.
Mhm.
But if you bid for no trump, that will be a confusing sequence.
Mm.
Right. So you definitely want to play spade, but how do you bid it? That's why I was warning you. They are definitely incorrect bid. I'm not sure what the correct bid is to myself at this point, but yeah, just do what you think is necessary. I can tell you if it's a valid bid. Four spade is not necessarily wrong, although a little bit of on a weakish side. So you can bid it if you feel like, if you want it.
So that'd be a sign off.
That would be a sign off.
So three spades is stronger.
No, three spade is the worst bid she can make.
Oh,
Three spades, it's a shutout, or it's an invitational, which is definitely not her hand. Three spades is invitational to four, in which case James could pass. He wouldn't, but still. So you can bid four spades as a shutout, or you can make a forcing bid. To me, the most obvious forcing bid is four diamonds. Because it's a jump, it should be obvious that you're implied space support and you're bidding out your first or second round control in diamonds, showing you have interest in slam. Because otherwise you will bid something else at 3 level. But because you're jumping, it has to be a game forcing bid implying space support and also bidding out your control.
so three diamonds would have meant she had four diamonds. So that's-
3 diamond would tend to mean she doesn't like space. She probably have heart as her statement starter, but she also have good diamonds. So asking James to, consider his options. But 4 diamond is because it's a jump bid should imply space support and a slam interest.
Joe got kicked out.
Yeah. Oh,
Can you bid his?
I cannot. I can reserve again. So it's right. So Joe, you can just pass at this point. And is that good news for you, James? The fact that South have slam interest, space support, and diamond control.
Yeah, so when I did 4 hearts to show my heart control.
Exactly. Because it makes more sense for her to inquire about your key card, not the other way around.
Yep.
Yep. So the 4 hard bid, Joe, for you is continuing on with the sequence of probing slamming spade. 4 hard is showing first or second round control in heart. It could be an ace, a king, a singleton, or a void. And the 4 no trump is the slam probe, asking North to respond how many key cards he has in spades. There are 5 key cards, the 4 aces and the trump king. And you would just pass at this point. Because North South is going through their business and see if they have a slam. So 5 diamonds at this sequence saying 0 or 3 key cards. Do you have all the key cards, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
So when you have if you have all the key cards, the next question is, do you have the trump queen? And you can figure it out by bidding what? No, the queen ask is the one bid next higher than the responding person, while still below your trump suit. So in this case, 5 heart will be asking if North has the queen of spades. It's the one bid higher than his 5 diamonds response. So again, you're passing. And do you remember how to respond to that, James?
Well, I don't really remember, but I would just, to think it out, I would think that denying it would be to bid 5 spades.
That
No.
is correct. Yes, that's the weakest bid situation.
Hmm.
Whereas if I had it, I guess I would bid 6 spades.
So Elizabeth, you don't want to pass. You're missing the trump queen, but you still have all the key cards and a lot of points. It's if he has the trump queen, you're thinking about 7. When he doesn't, you want to bid 6. Because you have all the key cards. You're just missing the trump queen.
And Tony, if I had had the trump queen, I would have bid 6 spades.
You bid 6 of club. You bid your side king.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
If you have the queen of spade but no side king, you bid 5 no trump.
Okay.
And that concludes our wild bidding sequence. So, Brian,
Wow.
why don't you make a lead and see what happens?
Huh. I think it's here.
That is the standard lead, although kind of dangerous because Norse already said he has first or second control of heart, and you know it's not a void or a singleton because he has a no trump opener. It turned out not matter, but the leading on the jack of heart will likely give up a trick.
It will. Okay.
It turned out not matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Mm.
So Elizabeth, for your soft sequence, it should be simple. Because once the trumps are sorted out, you have all the rest.
Me playing it.
It's James.
Oh, right. Yes.
I was just wondering if I need to check for a 3-1 split or a.
You should, because the initial 2 club Capoletti suggesting East have a 6 card suit or somewhere else. So if anything, you should suspect West have 3 spades and play accordingly. It doesn't necessarily change the order of the cards, but you should keep that in mind.
I was debating whether I should just leave my. Well, I'll tell you after.
Right. So Joe? And you can claim. Yeah, no worries. So I will just quickly talk through the bidding. Because, so first of all, the 1 no trump opening is fine. And Brian, in your case, I would think about bidding 3 hearts.
Okay.
Because you have such strong and long hearts.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with Capoletti is 2 club effectively does nothing.
Yeah.
Because, North-South can still do their statement, can still do all their transfer as illustrated by this hand. South wanting to do statement, South just make a stolen bid double. So I will probably bid 3 hard with your hand right from the top, and that will make North-South's life a lot miserable.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult for them to find the trump fit.
Yep.
Yeah, and other than that, so when the actually card was played,
What's the lead?
Probably a 6 of club as the safest lead. Although thinking back, you might consider leading a heart anyways, hoping to get a rough from West side. But let's come back to a more advanced topic. if West were void in heart, West might want to make a Lightner double, but that's kind of beyond the topic. But given the fact that North said he has a void or singleton in first round, he has control in heart. Leading heart tend to give up a trick.
Yeah.
So you might want to consider leading a club. And later on, after the heart was led, when North South turned to sort out the trump. So the saying was 8 ever, 9 never, which is saying never finesse. So if you have the ace king missing the queen, never finesse when you have 9 cards. But that's only if there's no other information. For this hand, you have a lot of information, knowing that East has a 6-card side suit. So you should definitely play West having the queen.
Okay.
And the correct order of doing it is play low to the ace and play the jack.
Right.
Wow.
So even
This
if West play low on the second round, you should play low on North. That's the better percentage play.
Right. That was what I did. So if Joe had ducked the jack of spades, I would have ducked it as well and then
Right.
let a spade again.
Yes. Okay. Since Elizabeth has already left, I'm gonna sit south and we're gonna quickly bid one last hand, then we might have to wrap up.
Oh, Joe,
Any question before we proceed?
Joe's out of West too.
What do I think about when looking at my hand as to whether to bid one no trump or one spade?
That's correct. I would. Your hand is almost too strong to bid one spade, but because your spade suit is bad, like if that king of club were in spades and you have a little club instead, that I would definitely upgrade it. But because your honors are not in spades, I would probably still do one no trump.
Ah.
But if I had had stronger spades, you would have considered bidding a spade instead of a no trump.
Right. I will upgrade this hand to the 18 to 19 level if your spade quality was better.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Joe, do you think you can come back?
Joe is off the WebEx as well.
I see him.
I see him on WebEx,
I see him as muted.
but there
Oh,
were
I don't see him.
two
Okay.
of them. All right, there you are.
So yeah, I'm on Bridge Base. I'm just waiting to get reinvited. There we
Right,
go.
sorry.
Brian, that messes me up. Could you undo, please?
I would bid 4 spades. I'm not
Oh,
kidding. I would bid 4 spades with your hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And is that right, Tony? Is yours a penalty double?
It should be a mixed feeling double. It's showing I have something worthwhile, but it's not. So it's for you to judge if you want to defend for a spade or proceed.
Oh,
Does it promise 4 hearts?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because at that level, it's too high to try to do takeout double.
Okay.
So for you is to judge if your hand have good defensive value, pass. If your hand is bad and defending for a spade, bid on.
so he told you to do 4 spades, and now he's going to penalty double you.
That's the point, though. He should bid 4 spades because it's likely better than us making whatever we are otherwise entitled to.
Yeah.
The question is, what the heck do I lead?
So Because do I go up? Because well, you're not gonna delete an ace. So
Right. So I'm not unleading an ace, and because North opened one trump, that's a very high chance North has the ace. So so for your spread perspective, it probably doesn't matter.
yeah.
But why not go up? That's the question. If for yeah,
Oh, why not go up?
exactly.
Oh,
But
oh,
yeah,
oh.
let it just play on. I don't think it really matters in this for this particular hand.
I don't think I think James did one club instead of one no trump in his opening.
Yeah, I
bet.
did. I opened the club.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, that's a pretty good score for us.
It is. So I would say on average, 3 spades is the safer bid. But when you're this far off, 7-4-1-1, chances are 4 spades will often make out better than what this hand happened to be.
Because of two singletons. Okay.
Yeah, because you hadn't have very, very good offensive value.
Yeah.
Because of two singletons.
Yeah.
And if we are playing north-south, what can we make? We can probably, well, for the particular layout, it's not obvious what we can make, but on average, north-south can make 6 club. If the king is on side. Or if the hearts were more even, 6 hearts is not out of question. But probably north-south on most cases will not get to 6. So I would say double down 4. It's not a good result, but on average, you will be better off bidding 4 spades than 3. Definitely 3 spades, but consider
Yeah.
4.
Well, it was a bad. You had the king and the queen, and yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think we're out of time.
Thank you,
Alright.
Tony.
Uh,
Thanks, Tony.
all right. Thank you.